Hey everyone, we have something crazy in today's video. This amazing e-bike, the Inui 26, is a bicycle with a folding frame that has 2 batteries and, according to the brand, a range of up to 150 kilometers. It has awesome wheels, all-terrain so you can ride on any surface, and it comes with an 8-speed Shimano gear system. Let's test its capabilities and performance in this video. Get comfortable and join me on tech ground. Let me give you a bit of context about Inui, which is a brand specialized in developing devices for electric mobility. In this case, we have a folding bike, totally aggressive, and the vehicle is versatile and can handle any terrain. If you enjoy this content, please remember to like the video. Subscribe for free if you haven't already, and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of our reviews. Now I'll leave you with a quick unboxing so you can see what came in the box and how we assembled it. Well, the first thing that stands out is this huge box where this e-bike comes in. A very large, heavy box weighing over 50 kilos, recommended to be moved by 2 people. Let's remove the straps, open it up, and see what's inside so we can start assembling this bike. As you can see, everything is very well protected with its foam padding. Here we have the loose seat. That's it. Let's open it all the way so we can take out everything that's inside the box. Well, as you can see, everything is super well placed, very well fitted. Let's take out the pieces one by one so we can see what's included. This is the content that came inside the box. It's not assembled yet. Let's take a look at these 4 loose items, because over there we already have the chassis with the wheels. Let's see what we've got here. I mentioned at the beginning about the seat, which I noticed right away. It's a very soft seat, as you can see, with its central air vent. There's also a pump to inflate the tires, and later we'll check the pressure of the tires themselves. Here we have the rear seat. This will be a support to place a box right here, where we have the different tools. The pedals, okay, and the charger, so we can have everything at hand and assemble it ourselves. On one hand, I'm taking out this piece, which will now assemble for the seat. The pedals, it looks like we have some brake pads here, a spare fuse, and different screws and washers. Here we have the stud, the pin for the wheel centering tool, and different wrenches to help with assembly. The user manual, a 2-phase power cable on one side and a European connection on the other. And of course the transformer, a transformer that you can see is quite solid. It's not made of cheap plastic, it's not hollow. And it has a maximum power output of 54.6 volts and a barrel input for charging. And the complete manual for the installation and setup of the bike. We've removed the screws and plastic parts. We're going to proceed to assemble the handlebar, the entire front part, the wheel, and the rest of the parts that are still pending. Well, we finished assembling it, all the pieces, all the parts. Check out this beast we've got here. Let's go outside, let's try it out, see how it performs and what it's capable of. Well, we've already taken the bike outside. You can see the impression it gives when you have it in front of you. It's impressive. And as always, the first thing I'll give you are the size and weight details. I'll talk a bit about the design and then we'll go in depth into the features, all right? It has dimensions of about 196 centimeters in length, 114 centimeters in height, and a width at the handlebars of approximately 60 centimeters. Alright, so in this case, it comes in black all over the frame, but I think they have it in other colors as well. And the first thing that stands out are these 26-inch wheels, which are also black, with 5 double spokes, which will make them less likely to bend easily. They're stronger than the multi-spoke ones. And 4-inch tires, which are all-terrain, have these treads so you can go over any type of surface. That's the first thing that grabs our attention. All black, very serious, very informal and aggressive. Also, it's worth mentioning that its suspension has 3 suspensions. Hydraulic front suspension, it's a suspension like the one on a motorcycle, okay? As you can see, it's super cool. We can adjust it for stiffness and also lock it here to make it completely rigid. It features a mechanical suspension in the center and an air spring suspension in the back. This gives us a perfect balance since it can support up to 150 kilograms of weight. It comes with 2 adjustable seats. The main seat has many adjustment positions, including height. What could the second seat be for? In Spain, it is not permitted to have 2 parliamentary seats simultaneously. It comes with a footrest that can be used as a seat for another person or to carry packages. Although it's a bit harder, it's sturdy and holds up well. 150 kilos. For instance, a friend, partner and I could go with no issues. Also, I want to mention that it has a central display, a color screen where we can see all the modes. We can see the speed we're going, the power at which the motor is working, and of course the different levels we can have.
In Eco, Normal and Sport modes, pedal assistance ranges from levels 1 to 5.
Okay, the bike comes limited as standard, but it has a button combination that allows us to unlock it. And the bike without any load, I'm going to tell you about it right now. The bike without any load goes up to about 60 kilometers per hour, approximately 65, and with me on it, it has reached around 50-55 kilometers per hour, easily since I don't weigh much, okay? It also has hydraulic brakes with brake discs, which honestly work wonderfully. It works very well even though the bike is heavy, but it stops right away. And it has an 8-speed Shimano gear system, which you can see better in the detailed shots. About a chain guard and a gear guard, because this gear system is a Shimano Altus and it's really good, so that in case of falls or when the bike tips over or is leaned against something, it doesn't hit the chain directly. And that way, you also protect a bit everything that has to do with the integration of the gear system that we'll have on this bike, okay? As for the handlebar, we have a handlebar that can be adjusted in height and angle, a handlebar that comes with a finish similar to synthetic leather and reinforced edges so they don't get damaged directly. We're going to loosen it so we can later swap out the grips. On the left handle, we find the trigger very close by so you can accelerate, which is super comfortable, okay? It's a trigger like the one on a scooter. And here we have this sequence of controls where we'll have the plus, the minus, the lighting button for the information, and the power on and off button. Now I'll explain the screen. As mentioned, it has a folding frame that folds this way. Simply open here with a button, brake with the rear brake, and push in a little. Here, using your hip, you bring the bike over here, and then you turn the handlebars, and the bike will be completely folded so you can transport it. Once we have it here, you would brake with the front, bring the bike over, and here we would have it completely ready to continue riding. As you can see, it's a super simple fold. It has a very sturdy kickstand, and the pedals are also made of aluminum and are very wide. Also, so you can rest your foot very well. And as I was saying, that's why I folded the bike indoors. Here we find a 10 amp battery that has a power of 48 volts. And next to it is a 19 amp battery, also with 48 volts. As you can see, both come with security with a key so you can lock them and nobody can take them. Honestly, that's really great to avoid risks. And together, they will offer a maximum range of 150 kilometers. And they will deliver a maximum power of 1000 watts to their rear motor with a peak of up to 1200 watts. As I mentioned, regarding the different levels, in my tests I've seen that the bike performs wonderfully, taking off in any gear. The pull is really noticeable, particularly in sport mode. You put it in 4th gear and start at level 5 and the bike takes off and reaches 30 or 40 kilometers per hour in a matter of seconds. Other than that, it's a very, very comfortable bike with really good finishes. It's a Chinese bike, but honestly, its features are very impressive. And my feeling when riding it is like being on a motorcycle, but pedaling and when you have it turned off, the motor. Despite weighing 50 kilos, the bike moves quite well and the gear shift functions properly. For the rest, I'll discuss the screen and show you some tests. Alright, so here we are. In Eco mode, okay? Out of the 3 modes we have Eco mode, the next mode would be normal, and the last one, sport. We have those 3 modes. Eco mode, okay. And we're in 1st gear, first, we're going uphill and it helps us. Here it's putting in some power. Rather low to be able to get more range and have more kilometers. Switch to mode 2 and we start to notice 20 kilometers per hour. Let's go. Going up the hill, now I'm going to shift gears. 3 in eco mode 2 pulls quite a bit. Mode 3 uphill, pedaling gently. 25 kilometers per hour in mode 4, 30 kilometers per hour in mode 5. So here you barely need to pedal. We're gonna pick up speed all the way down. I'm going to shift gears. The truth is, it really picks up speed. It picks up speed very quickly. Let's switch to normal mode. And in normal mode, it stays at 30 kilometers per hour. You might hear a bit of wind. Now I'm going uphill. We set it to mode 5 in gear with the 5th cog, also going uphill and pedaling gently. I don't go below 25 kilometers per hour. That's amazing. Let's switch to sport mode and move a little further ahead. Same gear. 3. But we change to sport mode. In 5th gear, let's see if no one is coming. In 5th gear, we're in 3rd gear, we shift to 4th, 35 kilometers per hour. 5th, 6, oh my, 7, 45. A couple of speed bumps. On 5th, now we're going to go a little downhill. Let's see, how much? What's the maximum speed we reach? At 50 kilometers per hour, 55. $60. You see how I'm pedaling? Wow, that's amazing. What speed? Let's see how it performs on flat ground. Until the starting point where we started before, just with the pedal. I'm not going to pedal 20 kilometers for now. 30, 35, 40, 45. Without pedaling, 50. There's a bit of wind and we're starting to go uphill. At 45, we have a little climb here, not very steep. At 40 without pedaling. It goes down a bit to 35. 33. We're almost reaching the top of the hill at 30 kilometers per hour. It doesn't seem to go down. As you can see, it stayed above 30 km/h up the hill. Now we're accelerating again. Without pedaling at all, we go over the bump. "45 kilometers per hour cruising right now with no problem at all in eco mode. As we can see, this bike is not a typical bicycle, it's almost like a motorcycle. Be cautious as it holds significant power and influence, but it's true that it's very comfortable and very safe. Well, as you can see, I can tell you from my personal experience, it performs really well on all terrains, whether it's on trails, on the road, or in the city. The bike responds great. Let me explain the display so you understand the menu. And we'll also go over, so you don't forget, how to lock and unlock the bike. Well, as you can see, we have the central screen here, which we can also adjust for ourselves, however we want to see it here. The control panel is where we'll operate the entire display, and all the cables here are very neatly organized. The Velcro says INUI, the screen appears slightly dimmed. The screen brightness increases when the lights are turned off, which makes sense to avoid excessive brightness at night. Now, we'll explore the various modes and levels available. Currently, we're in Eco mode. If we press and hold the information button, we switch to normal mode, and if we press it again, we switch to sport mode. Here, with the plus and minus buttons, we change the different levels of pedal assist. And if we want to have the whole set, then we'll put it on 5. The gear we want here, with this 8-speed Shimano shifter, this Altus, and with the trigger, we'll handle the rest directly. If we keep the minus button pressed, you can see that the logo changes. Here the bike accelerates a bit because what it does is help you start rolling. On the dashboard, what we see on the display would be the speed in kilometers per hour. Here we have the different readings for the trip, the odometer, the maximum speed we've reached, the average speed, and the time we've been riding the bike. Aside from the power, which as you can see will lift the rear wheel, here it's going to show us the torque at which the motor is working, the power in watts of the force that's being applied. Remember that this motor of 1000 watts would have 70 Nm of force. And if we press these two buttons, the plus and the minus, we enter the menu where we'll have the display set. We have all these tools here: reset the trip, wheel size, select the voltage, screen brightness, and even set a password. To navigate the display, simply use the plus and minus buttons to move around. Then we have the advanced functions, which are all these you can see here. The device shows information and an exit button. I've already unlocked the bike, but you can lock and unlock it using the device. Here it says relay speed limit. Hold down the plus button for 15 seconds. And here it has changed for us. As you can see, the bike is now limited to 25 kilometers per hour, so it can comply with the speed limits. In Spain, we hold it down for 15 seconds before returning to relay. Speed limit, as you can see, it's already unrestricted. We just exit the menu and make our choice. Well, as I mentioned before, here with the different levels of pedal assist, we can choose what we want to work on and how we want to pedal. It works and responds great in all modes. It works progressively, both in terms of speed levels and modes, and at level 5 in sport mode. With the right gear, the speed is incredible. You pick it up super fast, and that's everything about the display. We'll keep talking about more settings, and I'll leave you with some tests. Well, that's all about this Inui 26. I'll give you my conclusions and of course the price. And it's a bike that I've really enjoyed. I've had a lot of fun with it. It's a bike that's very stable, very comfortable. It feels like you're riding on a mattress because it has incredible suspension and wheels that absorb all the bumps really well. The handlebar is very comfortable. The saddle is also wonderful. Honestly, with this big pad in the center, it's very soft and it's hard to find anything negative about it. It's a very heavy bike, a bike that's expensive, 1,900 euros on their website, 1,899 euros to be more exact. The wheels are Chaoyan and I'm unsure about their durability. They perform well, but I have no prior experience with this type of wheel. I can't tell you how durable they might be. As for the rest, in terms of technical specs, so to speak, this product is well crafted with great finishes, functions perfectly, and is highly recommended for everyone. If you're looking for a bike that has a different look, that also has wheels that take you everywhere, and most importantly, a bike you'll love riding. Because we're not talking about your typical ordinary electric bike. So, without further ado, let us know in the comments, what did you think? Would you buy it? Questions? Purchase link in the description for all marketplaces. And don't forget to like the video if you enjoyed it. A subscription would also be great, since it really helps us keep making similar content. And of course, turn on notifications so you don't miss any of our reviews. So, without further ado, I'll say goodbye now. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you in the next Tech Ground video. See you soon. Thank you.